Hey folks, thanks for joining us. Welcome to our Wild Indiana Expo videos. Hope you enjoy it and stay tuned. There'll be more coming. Thank you. Hey folks, Danny right here. We're here at Wild Indiana, and I'm out here with a conservation officer. What's your name, sir?
John Neergardner.
John Neergardner. Hey, it's good to see you, man. Good to meet you. I'm glad you granted us this interview. The DNR is involved in the Wild Indiana Outdoors Show, and what is exactly that you're doing here?
What we're doing here today, we're just trying to provide a service to the people, to educate them. Let the kids, they see some furs, they've never actually maybe had their hands on some furs before. Have some handouts for the kids, some coloring books, some word searches, some magazines, just so educate them on what resources are available out here in the state and what they can see and enjoy. And then we also have other DNR personnel here from Salamone Reservoir where people can purchase their lake permits and their park passes, just trying to make it convenient for people. And then obviously we're here to answer any questions that people might have, and just to be available to the public and address any concerns that they may have or what we can do for them.
Right. Well, good. Hey, I saw this sign back here, right there. I don't know if you can see it in here or not, guys, but if you're caught poaching, they take you out on a boat and they throw you in the water. Is that right?
Yep, that's right. Yeah, that's exactly what we do. We have a little vigilante justice is what we do. So maybe we need to look at you and get you out there sometime.
Oh, I can do some dunking. No, that's about drinking and boating. That's a very serious matter. Don't drink and boat. Don't drink and drive, right?
Exactly. A lot of people don't realize that the drinking and driving laws that apply in a car are mirrored in a boat. If you're impaired in a boat, it's the same penalty as being impaired in a car. You're going to go to jail. You're going to lose your driver's license. But the thing with boating is that it seems like boating and alcohol for a lot of people seem to go hand in hand. Mm-hmm. And a lot of our accidents are caused by alcohol or involves alcohol when we're out on the water. So we take the enforcement of the boating laws very seriously, especially when it comes to alcohol. And we strive to educate people as much as we can and just remind them, hey, you drink and drive in a boat just like drinking and driving in a car. You're going to go to jail and you're going to lose your license. So yeah, no, I was joking. That's not our vigilante justice.
Right.
That's unfortunately, this is what we deal with in the summertime. We deal with a lot of accidents. We deal with drownings. And I would say a majority of what we deal with involves alcohol, and it could have been prevented, had we had some sober people out there. So right. Yeah, we take this very seriously. We just want to educate people to be safe and remind them, hey, let's play by the rules and everybody stay safe and have a good summer.
Well, and you guys know Danny Ray. I'm a jerk, and I try to be funny on things, and that's one thing that you don't play with, man. Like he said, you lose your license, but you could lose your life, and that's a greater cost than losing your license. What else is it you're doing out here at the Wild Indiana Show that's is it important?
Yes, we also have a hunter education class going on for the young hunters. And anybody born after 1986 has to take a hunter education class, whether they do it online or in person. A lot of people like to actually go to the class. Yep. And so the volunteer instructors, the Howard County hunter education team, for the past few years, they've offered a hunter education class here that coincides with the event. And so they got a good turnout. We've got a good turnout today. It'll finish up this afternoon. We'll have a lot of young hunters walking out with their cards and educated on the right thing to do, how to be safe when they're out there in the woods, whether how to safely handle a gun, how to properly go up and down out of a tree stand, and just some of the laws and whatnot. So educating the young kids as well.
And I took the class, even though I was born slightly before that. 86, is it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, anyway, I took the class. I really did. And if you don't think you can learn something there, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong, folks. I learned a lot. I was really surprised at the knowledge that was passed on. It's a good class.
It is a good class, and what I like is, we get those seasoned hunters. They come in with their kids and their grandkids, and they're like, well, yeah, what can you really teach me? But what I like is when that class is over, I have those hunters that have been hunting for 50 years. They come up and they say, hey, that's a good class, and I actually learned something. So it's not just for the kids, it's for the adults as well. And I'll be honest with you, I learned something every class as well. It seems like our volunteer instructors, we can't do this without them. And they have a vast wealth of knowledge, and I even pick up stuff from them, just little tips and tricks. And from what I pick up from them, I also use in the classes that I teach. And so, I learn stuff. We have those seasoned hunters that learn stuff. So, yeah, it's just not for the kids, it's for the adults as well.
Do you still teach how gauges were, like 12 gauge, 10 gauge, how that stuff was invented or whatever? Do you still teach that?
Yes, that is part of the curriculum. There is a page in the book that talks about the different gauges, obviously the sizes, and how that terminology, how they determine, that's a 12 gauge, how that's a 10 gauge. That is explained in the book, and we do cover that as well.
Okay, I was gonna say, don't give it away, because if you want to know, take the class. Honest to God, that was one thing I took away from it. Was like, oh my God, I didn't know that. I had no idea. I thought it was the circumference of the ball or something like that. No, it's not, folks. Take the hunter's education class, you'll see. Okay, I'm sorry. I am with the Military Brotherhood Radio, and I would like to see if there's anything you'd like to say to our troops, because this does go all out and around the world, and I always do that on my show. I always give a shout out to the troops. So is there anything you'd like to say to them?
I would just like to tip my hat to all the troops. Without them, this country wouldn't be what it is today, and our hats go off to them. We do have officers that are in the military, active and retired, and just the utmost respect for them, and we appreciate that. And the DNR even shows their respect for that. If you're active duty and you come back home and you have your leave orders, you're exempt from having a license, and so we do extend that. And whenever I see a veteran out there, I appreciate them, whether it's a retired veteran or a current active duty. They have that DAV license. We do offer that as well, disabled veteran license, hunting, fishing at a reduced cost, and I try and make it a point every time I run into one of them, thank them for their service. Absolutely. It doesn't happen, every time, but I try my best, but, I tip my hat off to them. A lot of people tip their hat off to us as officers, thank you for your service, but, they stepped up and took the call, and just can't thank them enough, so appreciate it.
And with that being said, thank you for your service, and thank you for the interview, sir. I appreciate it greatly.
Thank you much.
Hello, I'm Gracie, and I want to give a shout out to our troops. Thanks for your service.